Welcome Trinidad and Tobago to our News 4 report, a product of the Government Information Services Limited and the Ministry of Communications. I'm Nicola Barito. Let's take a look at the headlines. EMA Chairman and former Minister of Energy Kelvin Ramnath is remembered. Initiatives of goodwill, national pride and unity among citizens announced by Minister of National Diversity and Social Integration. And blessing of the Emancipation Grounds as Trinidad and Tobago gets ready for Emancipation celebrations. Thank you for joining us. Tributes continue to pour in following the passing of former parliamentarian and chairman of the Environmental Management Authority, EMA, Kelvin Ramnath. Mr. Ramnath, who died Saturday evening following a massive heart attack, entered the political arena in 1976 and served as MP for the Couva South District and then minister under the National Alliance for Reconstruction, the NAR. By profession, Mr. Ramnath worked as a petroleum engineer and also held several executive positions in the oil and gas industry, including manager of health and safety at state-owned Petrotrin until his retirement in 2008. Remembering him, Tertiary Education Minister, the Honorable Fazal Karim, said Mr. Ramnath's contribution not only extended to the politics of Trinidad and Tobago, but was active in the development of the education in the energy field as well.
Mr. Ramnath will be sorely missed. He has a wealth of experience in the politics as well. He has been someone who's an expert in his field in the energy sector. And we were counting on utilizing Mr. Ramnath's expertise through this ministry and certainly in the energy field for training. The rigging school that we're going to be looking at, the drilling school, is really looking at skills in the upstream sector. And we were going to be utilizing him. And in fact, I can tell you that the chairman of the NESC, Mr. Khan, was telling me that I think it's by tomorrow Mr. Ramnath is going to arrange a video conference for us with the Southern Alberta Institute of Technology. So I want to say that we are very proud, and personally, as Minister of Tertiary Education and Skills Training, I want to say that I've been very proud to be associated with Mr. Ramnath, both in terms of the politics of Trinidad and Tobago and in terms of the expertise that he would have given to the people of this country.
Between 1988 to 1991, Mr. Ramnath sat on the opposition bench and left the House only to return in 2001 as the MP once again for Couva South until 2007. Last year, Mr. Ramnath was appointed to the EMA as chairman. In other news, initiatives are being announced by Minister of National Diversity and Social Integration, the Honorable Clifton Decoto, to foster a sense of goodwill, national pride and unity among citizens. The minister delivered the feature address at the launch of the initiative to place a national flag in every home by the Scouts Council at the Scouts headquarters at Embarcadero, San Fernando, where Vice President of the Naparima Scout Council, Justin Paul, also spoke.
Attempts are being made to promote national patriotism in Trinidad and Tobago. Minister of National Diversity and Social Integration, Clifton Decoto, says a patriotism campaign will be launched in time for the Jubilee festivities. As part of the Jubilee celebrations, Minister Decoto says government will engage civil society organizations in its diversity and social integration programs.
The Ministry of National Diversity and Social Integration will shortly launch a patriotism campaign which will include a variety of activities intended to foster a sense of goodwill, national pride, and unity among the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago, attain social integration and cohesion in the society, instill in citizens the importance of embracing values and attitudes embodied in our national watchword of discipline, production, and tolerance, and help shape the future of Trinidad and Tobago by inculcating in the nation's children and youth a sense of pride, love, and duty to country and fellow men. We intend to meet these objectives by embarking on some exciting and innovative activities, which include distribution of promotional items, conducting a Why I Love My Country radio promotion, promoting a community cleanup campaign, composing a jingle, hosting a public speaking competition for children, undertaking a national patriotism college quiz, commemorating the National Month of Patriotism, establishing a patriotic village.
Vice President of the Naparima Scout Council, Justin Paul, is lamenting that too many citizens are still unaware of the significance of Trinidad and Tobago's national flag. Saying many citizens could not draw the national flag, Mr. Paul reveals that literature on proper flag etiquette will also be disseminated to the population.
I want to educate them about the flag. What does the black mean? What does the red mean? What does the white mean? And if you ask people out there, they don't know. Many people even don't know when to fly the flag. Here, we even give them a little synopsis. The national flag may be flown freely by all citizens. One, on Independence Day, the 31st of August. And we want to prove that this year.
Meanwhile, President of the Rapid Fire Kids Foundation, Kevin Rattiram, is commending the Scouts for the initiative. He says the Scouting movement provides a better alternative to a life of juvenile delinquency and crime. He adds that the valuable skills and training provided by the Scouting group are particularly crucial in Trinidad and Tobago's technological age.
It is so easy in this technological age to lose what I consider to be the finer things in life. The opportunity to just camp with partners, to be able to tie the reef knot, the sheep shank, the clovage, the sheep bend. How many of our young men have that ability today? Most of our young men only know about the PS3, and linemen in the mall, and going to the nightclubs.
Mr. Rattiram says national pride should not only be demonstrated on certain occasions.
You know, when you go to the United States, many ordinary people, as you walk down the road, they have the American flag in their yard, fluttering proudly. How often do we see that in Trinidad and Tobago, if ever at all? I can only remember 2 instances where Trinbago really brought out the national flags. One was in 1989, when we came this close to reaching the World Cup. And the other was it 2007, when we went to Germany. If we could feel such national pride then, what prevents us from feeling national pride all the time?
Veena Bharath, News 4.
News 4 continues after the break. Stay with us.
Honoring and respecting the elderly begins with you and me. And in the event of a disaster, your support before, during, and after will be critical to their well-being. Build a support team where each member will have a specific task. Your team must include someone who is within easy reach of the elderly person. Make an evacuation plan and practice your plan. Stock up on special caregiving items such as incontinence items, cleaning and sanitizing supplies. Have on hand a minimum of 2 weeks supply of all essential medications. In the event of a disaster, accessing medication may become difficult. Keep testing and insulin supplies that do not require refrigeration for diabetics. Secure all medical supplies in a clean, waterproof, easy-to-carry container. Keep a list of medication, caregiving instruction, doctors' names, and contact information. In case an elderly person is relocated to a shelter, this information is vital to their continued care. Dehydration is a serious health problem for older adults. Store at least 1 gallon per person per day. Store at least 3 days worth. Consider special dietary needs when stocking up on food supplies. Safeguard important documents and provide an ID bracelet or necklace to persons with special needs, such as persons with Alzheimer's disease. Remember, disaster readiness and preparedness begins with you and me.
A message from the Ministry of National Security, Office of Disaster Preparedness and Management.
Welcome back. Celebrations for Emancipation Day 2012 have begun. The Emancipation Sport Committee blessed the grounds of the Lejiasu Omawali Emancipation Village. We have more in this report.
On August 1st, 1838, full freedom was granted to the slaves in Trinidad and Tobago. And this year, as the Emancipation Support Committee celebrates the 174th anniversary of the abolition of slavery, the theme being encouraged is Forever Forward, Reflection, Resistance, Renewal. Speaking at the blessing of the Emancipation Grounds, Minister of the Arts and Multiculturalism, Dr. the Honorable Lincoln Douglas, is calling on persons to reflect and look at the culture being fostered in the country. He says if we are to foster a culture of love, we need to incorporate it into all our thoughts, words, and deeds.
We make this culture. We make it every day by the things we say, the thoughts we have, the ideas in our head, and the actions that we carry out. We are making the culture every single day. If we have a culture of violence, that is what we will get, violence. If we have a culture of peace, that is what we will get, peace. If we have a culture of love, that is what we will get, love.
Among those in attendance were Ambassador of the Republic of Suriname, Her Excellency Fidelia Grand Gallon, and Minister of National Diversity and Social Integration, the Honorable Clifton Decoto. At the ceremony, persons gathered witnessed the ceremonial lighting of the flambeau. The flambeau is used as an icon of liberation and is believed to link past generations with present ones in the celebration of human freedom. Meanwhile, Minister Douglas encourages persons to come out and participate in the emancipation activities.
I want to encourage you to participate aggressively and to participate consciously in all the activities of the Emancipation Support Committee and Emancipation. Encourage our groups to come out, encourage your groups to come out and explain to them that this is about a free people that knows no boundaries, no limitations to who they are and what they can become and what they can do to make Trinidad and Tobago a much better place to live.
The Lidge Yasu Mawali Emancipation Village is at the southern grounds of the Queen's Park Savannah, just outside of the grandstand. It opens on July 27th with a concert performance by David Wadder. Entrance to the village is free and the village is open from 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. every day until Emancipation Day on August 1st. Gregory McBurney, News 4.
Community Development Minister Winston Gypsy Peters is commending the initiative of the Export Centers Companies Limited in providing local artisans and craft entrepreneurs with a ready market for their products. As our country celebrates 50 years of independence, the Export Centers Company Limited, a state enterprise under the purview of the Ministry of Community Development, has formally launched its Magnificent 7 framed photograph collection at the Hyatt Regency. Minister of Community Development, the Honorable Winston Gypsy Peters, delivered the keynote address at the launch.
Community Development Minister Winston Gypsy Peters says the Export Centers program is mandated to empower members of village communities through the production of crafts for the export market. The Small Business Development Company is contracted by the Community Development Division to manage the program. The division selects the trainees and provides the funding for the management and training activities. The revenues from the export of products are deposited in the Consolidated Fund. Centers are located throughout the country. Minister Peters says the ECCL also works to achieve 2 of the 7 interconnected pillars of the development.
People-centered development and poverty eradication and social justice. Of course, we can in fact add the eradication of crime in there. Through the training of artisans and the development of the local craft industry, micro-entrepreneurs are now empowered to increase both their local and foreign exchange earning potential. 5 months after the initial rollout of the strategic plan, I am proud to join the ECCL for the unveiling of its 50th anniversary line, which focuses not only on the architectural heritage of our country, but the creativity of the Trinbagonian mind. The Magnificent 7, though influenced by German, Scottish, and French styles, have become distinctive and identifying images of Trinidad and Tobago over the past century. This collection is truly representative of our nation's heritage.
The 7 framed photographs will highlight and showcase the Magnificent 7 buildings located around the Queen's Park Savannah. They were officially unveiled by Minister Peters and will be on sale primarily to the local, regional and export market. The ECCL says the launch is symbolic of Trinidad and Tobago's cultural heritage, and its main objective is to create greater exposure and awareness among the regional and international diaspora of these 7 buildings and their place in the nation's history. The magnificent 7 buildings are Stollmeyer's Castle, Whitehall, Archbishop's House, Ambert's House, Mill Flare, Hayes Court, and Queen's Royal College. Minister Peters says since its inception, the ECCL has been successful at executing its requirements.
Since its inception, it has fulfilled its mandate to train local micro-entrepreneurs to produce high-quality craft items. Last March, well over 400 persons graduated from our program for the period 2010 to 2011. Today, ECCL is truly achieving its vision to be a community-based company that leads and fosters the craft industry to promote economic diversification and national development.
Veena Bharath, News 4.
Wayne Cunningham has a sport report right after the break. Stay with us.
It's like no other place on earth. Paria Springs and rainforests that sing, and the blue seas and skies. But what makes Trinidad and Tobago really special is our people. Our fathers and mothers, sisters and brothers. We're aunts and uncles, neighbors and cousins, and we are officers of a new police service as well. A new service of the 21st century. The police service of tomorrow.
It's different from the old model, and what it is really is a deployment model. So it's how we deploy our resources, how we utilize our resources for their maximum effectiveness.
With new tools, new technology, new leadership, and a new sense of dedication and service to all our people. In the coming weeks, we'll air a series of half-hour specials to show you how we have been re-equipped with new computers, new communication systems, and new rapid response teams so we can respond with speed and precision.
The Trinidad and Tobago senior netball team surrendered its America's Federation of Netball Associations title to Jamaica following back-to-back losses to Barbados and the Sunshine Girls. Those losses will surely result in the Calypso Girls dropping in the regional and international rankings, but most fans hope that it will not hurt the recent resurgence in the sport. Wayne Cunningham has more from the final night of competition.
Jamaica swept away all challengers to snatch the symbol of netball supremacy in the Americas, the AFNA Championship, from Trinidad and Tobago as the tournament concluded on the weekend. After suffering their first loss the day before to Barbados, the defending champions were still hoping to retain their title with a win versus arch-rival Jamaica. But it looked a daunting task early on with goal shoot Janelle Fowler on song for the Sunshine Girls. Forcing TNT coach Jennifer Frank to call an early meeting. That would not help as the Jamaicans kept up the pressure despite a late surge by TNT initiated by Janelle Barker. She sent a huge crowd into a frenzy as TNT came within 2. But that would be the closest the Calypso Girls would get as the Jamaicans stepped up their shooting, with Fowler scoring an amazing 40 from 44 attempts. She was well supported by Kay Griffith with her 20 from 25. With that display of accuracy, The visitors took the match 60-40 to remain unbeaten for the championship and thus taking the title. Barbados, who suffered their only loss versus the eventual winners, took second spot, while Trinidad and Tobago copped the bronze medals. Despite the loss, TNT coach Jennifer Frank saw some positives.
We needed to improve on keeping possession of the ball, and I think we tried that. We cleaned up our work on the center court area, and I think our defenses did a immaculate job. We know that the team didn't perform well last night, but we went home, as I told you, we were going to regroup. The players held their meeting, they discussed, they really, you know, bounced off of each other. They talked about what went well, what they think they need to improve on, and I think it worked well for them. They went into the game today in high spirits.
Many netball fans questioned the extended stints on the bench for star goal shoot Janelle Barker. The hero of 1979 explained.
We know our players, right? And we know that Janelle is a person could start, Janelle is a person could come off the bench, right? And this is what we did. We know that if we are in a position that we need to bring Janelle on, Janelle will come off the bench and give it her best shot. That is the kind of person Janelle is.
We caught up with Barker following the match, and she was grateful for the level of support the team received throughout the tournament.
We really wanted to entertain the crowd most of all. We wanted to give Jamaica a challenge and let them know, hey, Trinidad and Tobago is here. You all need to feel our presence in our country. So I guess that is what, encouraged us to come out here and really fight and, make a good statement. The crowd was overwhelming. It was fantastic. I mean, this is the first time I've ever seen a big crowd come out like this for netball. This felt like football or cricket. I mean, it was really wonderful, and we needed to show some appreciation for Trinidad and Tobago, and of course we needed to shut up some critics as well.
Wayne Cunningham, News 4 Sports.
Thank you very much, Wayne Cunningham. In other news, Minister in the Office of the Prime Minister, the Honourable Roger Samuel, is calling on citizens to work together and do what is necessary to reduce the number of new HIV infections in this country. Minister Samuel says the aim is to significantly reduce the number by the year 2015.
I want you to join with me. I want you to join with all of the NGOs. I want you to join with the government of Trinidad and Tobago to put our minds to bringing down HIV/AIDS, and by 2015 to ensure that the incidences of new infections is reduced significantly. The world is heading for what we call a target zero, and we in Trinidad and Tobago can surely show the world how to get down to zero when it comes to new infections.
Mr. Samuel made the plea while addressing persons gathered on the Brian Lara Promenade for the HIV/AIDS Candlelight Memorial Concert. He adds that the need for everyone to work together has become more apparent in battling stigmas and discrimination associated with the virus. He says it is time for us to realize as a country that HIV/AIDS affects us all.
As we try to eliminate and alleviate the situations of HIV/AIDS and all of the things that are associated with HIV/AIDS, such as discrimination and stigma, we are realizing that to deal with it cannot be just the sole responsibility of government, but it has to be the responsibility of each and every individual. And that we need to coin the slogan from here on that AIDS is everybody's business. That if you are not infected in one way, then you will be affected in some way. In other words, whatever it is, AIDS, HIV/AIDS will affect you. It would affect the economies of the nation. It would affect the development of a nation. It would affect the nation in its most productive years. And that is why, if all of us play an integral role in dealing with HIV/AIDS and becoming a responsible society, then together we can be successful in alleviating the situations of HIV/AIDS.
The minister was quick to point out that besides working together, education is also important in battling the spread of the virus and the stigmas attached to it.
Every one of us have got to become educated. We must learn about the virus. We must learn about the infection. We must now become far more educated as to how we can contract the virus. We must be sure and certain that we have become responsible in our lifestyles, and we as responsible people that we will not now be part of the problems of the future, but that from today we can be part of the solutions for this nation.
Also offering some advice on HIV/AIDS discrimination was extempo expert Black Sage, who offered it the best way he knows how.
This is a great occasion, no mama guy. Because of this disease, plenty people dying. And that is why it is my delight to be here in the candlelight. Because you know I cannot object all the sufferers. We have to respect, and I have to tell you without a trace, don't discriminate on them in the workplace. I'm a dying, sing for me.
Gregory McBurney, News 4.
This has been your News 4 report. I'm Nicola Barreto. Thank you for joining us.